Hey, what's going on, guys? In this video we are going to see an example on general version of the chain rule related to partial derivative. Here the question is asking us to find out dz by dt, and also we have the function of z, x and y, and if you look at z, that is depend on x and y, so we can say that z function is, let's say, f of xy, right? The function that is dependent on x and y, and this x is dependent on t, so we can say g is function of t, and y also depend on t, so let's call this one h of t. Okay, now we have these three things, and if we draw a tree or branch for these functions, we know that z is depends on x and y, and this x is depends on t, and this y is depends on t, and if we take the partial derivative of z respect to x, dz by dx, and if you take the actually this derivative of this x to respect to t, dx by dt, and that's going to be the first part of this dz by dt. Dz by dt is basically multiplication of these two, dx, actually dz by dx, partial derivative z respect to x multiplied by dx by dt, and this is our first part, plus the other branch. Other branch, if you look at this one, this is zy, and we take the partial derivative of z respect to y, and then we take the derivative of this y respect to t, dy by dt, and this is going to be the other side, and this is going to be dz by dy multiplied by dx over, actually dy over dt. Okay, so this is the equation for the chain rule. Now all we have to do is find the partial derivative of this function respect to x, and then we multiply this one by the derivative of this one, and we do the same thing for y. Now let's go ahead and do that. First we take the derivative of this z respect to x, and if we take the derivative of this one respect to x, we treat y as a constant, so this is going to be just 2xy, plus we are taking respect to x, so this is going to be 1, and this is going to be y square. Then we multiply this one by derivative of this x respect to t. If we take the derivative of this one respect to t, this is going to be 0, and this is going to be 4t cube. And in the other side we have dz by dy, so we are taking the partial derivative of this z respect to y, and if we take we treat x as a constant, so this is going to be just x square, and then we are going to have 2yx, x square plus 2yx multiplied by the derivative of y respect to t, and if you take the derivative of this one, this is going to be 0, this is going to be negative 3t square. So we multiply this one by negative 3t square, and that is it. That's going to be our final answer. So to illustrate this one better, I'm going to write this one dz by dx, partial derivative x, and here this is dx by dt, and this is partial derivative z respect to y, and this is dy by dt, and that's how we do the chain rule in these kind of problems. I hope this helps. Thanks for watching.